Okay, and here is just a full regular boot with everything thinking it's in place. Like the system should believe that this is fully assembled, lid closed, and everything. So here's what we got. Power on. Bright lights, low fan, no pump. No motor. Fan spins up, lights dim, nothing else. There is coolant flow, and it will just sit this way for hours. Motors are not on. This is the power button. No light here. If I press the button, supposedly 10 seconds. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000, 4, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1000, 11, 1000, 12, 1000, 13, 1000. I'm still holding the button. Holding the button, holding the button. I've pressed this in for a few minutes. Nothing. I've tried powering it on with the button pressed in. Nothing. I checked, it is indeed getting 12 volts to the 12 volt pin, and ground, or the switch does actually show that it's connected too. So you see nothing. I can't get it to do a thing. It's not broadcasting Wi-Fi. Crystal Pine, get out of here. Yeah, so if I shut it off, if I disconnect the main communication cable, so the real fine cable between the motherboard, or between the daughter board and the motherboard, and I power on. Immediately, full speed fan. The fan will stay that speed. And then after a minute, lights go dim. Yellow, orange, amber, power light. So we know that the light is working. But if we plug this back in, goes right back to the same thing, with no light, no response. I also found the same thing is true if I disconnect the flow sensor, so the little circuit board coming out of the coolant tank. If I disconnect that and power it on, it goes through the normal cycle that it usually does for me. Lights bright. You get the pulse of the fan, the lights dim, but the amber light so again, amber light is working, so the power button is working, but even in this case, if I try to hold the reset button, I try to hold this here, 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000, 4, 1000, 5, 1000, 6, 1000, 7, 1000, 8, 1000, 9, 1000, 10, 1000. Still amber orange. Nothing. It's like this is useless. Turn it back off, plug this back in. I've gone through almost every single connector on here, and I believe those are the only two that actually cause any change whatsoever. Like I can disconnect the entire lid. So now the lid is completely disconnected. So no camera, no LEDs, no sensors. I'll turn it on and it'll do the exact same thing, except we don't get the dimming LEDs. It does not register anything here. I still can't get to the teal light. There's the burst of fan. That would be when the lights usually dim, but they're not there to dim. And you would think that the system would realize, hey, I'm missing my camera and my LEDs and my door sensors, and it would throw an error. But it doesn't. It just thinks it's whatever it thinks all the other times. And again, I can't do anything here either. If I hold this for 10 seconds, it's just gonna do the same old thing. It's not going to reboot, it's not going to reset, it's not going to go teal, like just nothing. And every other connector will disconnect whatever it's connected to, but the rest of the system just acts exactly like this no matter what. So to me that seems strange. So yeah, so we're not going to get anywhere here, so I'll let go of that. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. Hoping you can help.